Welcome everyone, it's that time. It's Sportsbet Daily at oddsmarket.com. It's lower leagues and we've got a spring in our step. Killed us last week. 96th minute equaliser against Rotherham for Tranmere. Stopped first week, 3 out of 3. Obviously I can't do it on my own. I say it every week. Where's my partner? Big man, are you there?
Hey Flash, how are you? Good to hear from you, pal.
I just can't believe the luck we had last week.
Yeah, the Rotherham match was rough. I mean, Ipswich got the job done. West Bromwich Albion got the job done. Rotherham was kind of flying. We had them right where we wanted, and that was that. Yeah, it was a rough one, Flash. You hate to see those kind of games, but Tranmere's always been very sneaky. They were sneaky last week. That was a rough one.
Yeah, more than rough. I mean, I watched the goal. It was like Pinball Wizard. And I was sitting at home like I was like 12-year-old on my first rodeo. I'm sitting there like the remote up against my eye, like thinking, please, still be nil. And it was nil. And then I get a Skype from a good friend of mine in Philly saying, Rotherham, and you just put a pin in me balloon. I thought we had it up. And obviously the unders with Newport and Forest Green. Listen, we hit the post, pal. What can I say? But onwards and upwards for this week. Only League One, League Two, because the other boys are, 95% of them are having a weekend off. The rest of them are just going to jaunt up with their international teammates. So we'll start in League One. What do you like?
Yeah, obviously, there's actually also in League One, there's some games that were postponed as well. So, you have certain teams like Ipswich not playing this week, Flash, which I saw. There's not a ton of games in League One. I did have a couple that I saw. I think MK Dons Wimbledon under 2.5 looks pretty good. Wimbledon have had no creativity going forward. They've looked pretty lost with the football. Just 5 goals in 6 games. They're just struggling. And, you look at both teams, really. I mean, neither have been particularly creative. I mean, they're both only averaging about a goal a game. I think this is a drabby, boring match. As you say, played a lot in the middle of the field. Maybe a late goal wins it for either side, particularly maybe MK Dons. But, these two teams aren't separated by too far. I think this is a drabby matchup. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 0-0. I think a late goal will win it, but under 2.5, even money, I like it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Under 2.5 at evens. Let's hope it's 0-0 with 10 minutes to go, and we're not worried about any late goals. I think I've got some crackers this week. Coventry versus Blackpool. Coventry taking the league by storm, scoring goals home and away against a big, powerful side like Blackpool. Both teams to score over 2.5, 2.65. How? I had to look, and I even went back and had a look a minute ago and thought, I've not got Coventry to win an over 2.5, have I? No. Over 2.5, both teams to score 2.65. Coventry and Blackpool.
Yeah, both teams are playing well. Both teams are scoring goals. I mean, 10 goals each in 6 games. So, they're averaging just under 2 a game. Both teams have been flying. Blackpool have been a pretty solid group over the last couple of years in League One. Same with Coventry, really. You said both teams are scoring over or just both teams to score?
Both teams to score and over.
Yeah, I mean, even both teams to score at 1.95. I know you're looking to get a nicer return, but, just to protect you if you're 1-1. These are two teams that are pretty good defensively, but, yeah, I think you should be good there. I'd be just concerned about these two teams are tough to split, and you just draw at 1-1. I think both teams to score is probably the way I would look for a little bit more. But, hey, Flash, I mean, you have two teams that are good going forward.
And that's my angle, big man, that I think that both teams will fancy they can win the game. Now, to win the game, I think one of them's going to have to score at least 2 goals. And the thing is with Blackpool, they're big and they're powerful. The thing is with Coventry, they're pure little footballers. So you've got contrasting styles, but both are confident in the game that they set out and do. Here's another one for you, okay? Fleetwood at home to Oxford. Oxford scoring 3 at home, 3 away. Doesn't mean they win the game because they are involved in 3 frees, 3 twos, 4 frees. Both teams to score an over 2.5 again, 2.37.
Yeah, Oxford have been horrific defensively. They've been really poor. Fleetwood have looked good. Paddy Madden is scoring a lot of goals for them right now. I actually kind of like Fleetwood to just win as well. I think they beat. I think they beat Oxford here at home. That's a pretty solid bet. I mean, as you said, though, I mean, the overs look good here as well. Both these two teams, Fleetwood should have any trouble going forward. Oxford have been shipping goals. I like that one. Another game that I think we see goals in. I don't know if we see 3 or 4, but I think both teams find the back of the net. Wickham, Lincoln. You look at Lincoln, 12 goals in 6 games, averaging 2 a game. Tyler Walker leading this league in goals. He's flying right now for Lincoln. And Wickham have been good going forward. They've created, I believe, the second most shots in this league. They're going to be goals in this game. They're going to be balls flying around. Both teams to score 1.85 looks, I think, like the bet of the weekend in League One. But there looks to be goals in this league this week, whether it's your matches or Wickham Lincoln. There looks to be goals. It's funny, though, because in the first one we talked about, could be 0-0. So I'm looking at a lot of different games as far as goals being concerned in these ones.
Well, we're always cheering on Tyler Walker because my old teammate, very good friend Des Walker of England, Sampdoria, Notts Forest, and obviously Sheffield Wednesday. It's his son scoring goals last year for Mansfield. Came through the ranks at Notts Forest. But I also got to tell you, Lincoln managerial duo, the brothers Cowley, linked with Sheffield Wednesday this morning. Looks like Sheffield Wednesday have made an official approach. Will they still be there on Saturday? Just keep your eyes on the news. They tell me that Cowley brothers are very interested in going to Sheffield Wednesday. And why wouldn't they? Sheffield Wednesday probably one of the top 8 clubs in the country when they're on a high. Let's move into League 2, big man. I'm going to start with Orient and Swindon. Swindon probably the form side in the first 4 or 5 games. Away from home against Orient. Good draw for Orient last week against Salford. I think you called it, double chance. Both teams to score an over 2.5. I expect Swindon to have too much for Orient, but I think both can score. Both teams to score over 2.5 at 2.25.
Yeah, I mean, look, whether it's Swindon, whether it's Southend United, it really doesn't matter. Both these teams, they just seem to ship a lot of goals. It really hasn't mattered. Those have been 2 teams over the last couple of seasons that I've been betting overs with. But yeah, this one's definitely interesting. Swindon is a team right now that's flying. I mean, you look at them in Grimsby Town, leading the league in goals so far. Yeah, this looks like a good one. Another game I think has a lot of goals is Grimsby and Crewe. I grabbed Crewe last week. They got the job done. I think Grimsby win this game, though. They've scored 13 goals so far in 6 games. They're scoring over 2 goals a game. James Hansen's been fantastic. He's been the leading scorer in this league. I like him to score any time as well. 3.2, James Hansen to score any time for Grimsby against Crewe. I think they get the job done. This one should see some goals as well, Flash.
Yeah, James Hansen used to fill shelves in Tesco's, probably the equivalent to your Walmart. And then obviously I know all about him because he went to Bradford and was part of Bradford's successful League Cup or whatever it was called, maybe Carling Cup run at Wembley when they got done 5-0 by Swansea in the final. Yeah, I can't go against you there. I think Grimsby, big, they play from back to front and they'll try and beat up this Crewe side who had an easy task last week against Bradford. Here's probably my favourite bet. No complications. I like these. 1.9. Mansfield to beat Scunthorpe. Mansfield to beat Scunthorpe. Starred it. 1.9. Move on.
Yeah, that was a game that I had my eye on as well. I sent that over to you. I mean, Scunthorpe are horrific. I mean, they have been horrible defensively. They've been shipping goals. You talk about another guy that's playing at a high level right now, Danny Rose from Mansfield. He had a good career at Bury United. Looks like it's good that he got out of Bury. He got out at the right time a year or 2 ago. But he's been playing well at Mansfield. This is a simple one. Scunthorpe suck. Mansfield haven't been great, but they should have any trouble here. If it wasn't for Burt or Bolton and a few other teams, Scunthorpe might be one of the worst teams in the leagues here. One game I also like, Flash. I'm going against a team that I just think's outclassed right now in this division. They're just not playing well. Stevenage. I mean, I think they can go on the road and maybe get a goal here. Goals haven't been easy for them, though. They have 2 goals in 6 matches. They just haven't been creative. They just really haven't had much going forward. And Cheltenham, on the other hand, have been good going forward. They've been very pleasing to watch at home. I think they can get the job done here against Stevenage. So in League Two, it's just kind of fading teams that I just don't think are particularly good. Stevenage and Scunthorpe.
Okay, I've got 2 more for you. I've got Colchester to beat Walsall. Walsall have been the worst side in League Two, bar none. Just shipping goals right, left and centre, to the extent that Jack Rose, who's gone on loan to Walsall from Southampton, number 2 keeper, he was drafted in this week, so I'm thinking that they're going to try and play Jack Rose. Colchester, tough place to go. I don't fancy they're going to have any problems beating Walsall, and the odds 2. I was like, wow. I was like,
yeah,
definitely want to be with Colchester, even though they let me down now and again.
Yeah, as you said, Walsall, just can't do anything going forward. Defensively, they're not good. I actually took an anytime goal scorer, Luke Norris, to score anytime, 2.5. He's been flying right now as well. I think he has 4 goals. I think he's one of the top scorers in the league. So he's one I have my eye on. Yeah, Walsall, bad side. Bad side. And here's one. We're going to the well again. Cambridge at home to Forest Green. Both teams to score? No. 1.8. Cambridge, well, listen, they wouldn't... I can't believe the amount of goals that they score. They're on like minus figures. And as for Forest Green, if they get 1, they throw a party. So I'm saying Cambridge, Forest Green, both teams to score? No. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that one. 2 teams kind of remind me of the MK Dons Wimbledon game. Just no creativity, game played in the middle of the field. You're not even, in games like this, it's just passing back and forth and just, it's like a Sunday football match, just having some fun. But yeah, one other one, Flash, if I had to, maybe look at a big underdog, it is a roadside, and I know Macclesfield's playing well. They're having a nice season. They're kind of out of the doldrums of being in a bad, in a tough league that they're just outmatched in. But Crawley Town, they're scoring a ton of goals, man. Whether it's Ollie Palmer, Bez Lubala, they're scoring a lot of goals at Crawley Town. 2.55, not a bad price against. It's not like you're playing Exeter or Newport or anything here. Macclesfield or Macclesfield. This is a team that, isn't anything special.
And the big thing is you've got to remember, and it's almost like, if I use an NFL analogy, it's almost like Miami winning 2 games earlier on in the year, but when they start losing a couple of games, it reminds them that they're everyone's dog. Everyone said to me, Macclesfield will go down. Well, it'll only take a couple of defeats or a bad performance to remind them that they're not as good as they think they are. I think 2.55 for Crawley is a definite... even a double chance would probably not go amiss there. I don't see them getting beat because they score goals. Macclesfield hit and miss for me, so I wouldn't turn you against that one.
Yeah, I think you're onto something here with look, at the end of the day, Macclesfield, a small club. They still have the same manager, right? Saul Campbell.
I'm not too sure whether Saul. They were talking about Saul getting the sack about 10 days ago.
Yeah, I saw him on football. The post game match the other day. He was talking about Arsenal. I didn't know what is his story? Is he? I got to look that up because I saw him and I was wondering. I thought he was the manager at Macclesfield. But
he was 2 weeks ago. But I heard rumblings that they might be trying to get rid of him.
Which I don't seem to understand. I don't know about you, but
the only way maybe it's been engineered. I say obviously if he has gone, maybe it was engineered by himself because there's a potential to get a bigger job elsewhere. You know what it's like.
Maybe, but again, it's not like he was really in a good position to succeed there. But again, if it was something like he was just trying to get into the managing game and he wanted to go somewhere else, according to the biography, it's saying that August 15th he left the club, mutual agreement. So
there you go.
I was wondering why he wasn't around.
And as I'm saying, it was only ever going to be on his terms because they were happy to have him. And the other thing is, He has done quite a decent job, considering he was everyone's favourite to go down. And as long as you've got the old England international player somewhere around your football club, you're always going to have that media spotlight.
I mean, he had 8 wins at Macclesfield in basically 30 games. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, for that team, that team was shit last year. I mean, they were probably the worst team in all 4 leagues.
Yeah, I don't think they was that good, big man.
Well, it's not good, but for them, it's a decent. I mean, I wouldn't have thought they won any games. They were horrific.
No, they were everyone's dog. So I'm going to put a. Who's your favourite? Who's your best one? Who's getting a star next to their name?
Yeah, and again, I think we should continue with this 3-team ACCR kind of thing that we've been doing. I think Mansfield has to be in there. I'm really liking that one a lot. I think Wickham Lincoln is a good one. I think both teams to score is a fine bet. Wickham have a lot of success going forward. And again, Flash, they're creating shots. They're putting balls on net. And you mentioned Tyler Walker is playing well. So both teams to score there, 1.85 with Mansfield. And then whatever you like, I think is a banger.
Well, I like Fleetwood and Oxford. Because Oxford score 3 goals and they let 3 goals in, and they're away at Fleetwood, who don't very often not score. But to be honest, whatever we've said in this show, you can pick your own parlay. You can pick, because we're not far away. You might have the better combination. We might go down by 1, and yet you've picked 5. So listen, good luck. Big man, give me one for the weekend in the Euros. I've thrown it at you, but I know you're the man. Just the one.
Yeah, and I want to make this clear, Flash. I think you might be good luck. I just hit 2 bets in Euros as we're doing this show.
Don't say that. Don't say that, because I've hit 3.
Oh, well, hey.
Italy.
This is where you come.
Italy, over 1.5. Sweden, minus 1.75. And, Spain were 2-0 up, and I had them over 1.5.
Hey, Flash, listen to this. I'm telling you right now. Timu Pukki will win top goal scorer in the Premier League. Bet on that. I'm telling you. This guy is flying. I had him score any time today against Greece. He just put a penalty in. And Flash, I laid 3 with Denmark against Gibraltar. They're up 5-0. So I'm feeling good. Listen, this weekend, I'm Albanian. Okay, I've talked about that before.
Really?
Say that again, Flash?
Really? You're Albanian?
I am. I am, yes. I'm Albanian, yep. And look, this side, one thing we know about Albania, if you know anything about world football, they're a rugged defensive side. They're not going to do anything going forward. They just don't have the strikers, unfortunately. But this is a team that will make you work for goals. That's how they got in the Euro in 16. That's how they'll try to get into it this year. Defensively, they've always had solid teams. They've always been very defensive-minded. I mean, you have games, Flash, where they have 5 to the back. I mean, they're just they love to defend. And, France is really good. France is going to score 2 or 3 goals here, but I don't think they're going to score many more than that. And I don't think Albania is going to score much on this. So I'm looking at like a France and under 4.5. I want to see what I can get as far as goals in that. But I can get France and under 3.5, basically even money. I think at most this is a 3-0. I just don't think France put 4 or 5 on Albania. I don't think Albania is that poor. I just don't.
Okay, mate. Thanks for that. And I'll look forward to seeing you again next week.
Have all the leagues back. I look forward to it, Flash. Have a great weekend and good luck. Hey, have fun in the NFL. I know you'll be betting it. And I want to announce it real quick, Flash. I'm going to be on SBR this weekend with Donnie Rightside Sunday, noon Eastern, 12 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be going over the NFL card. We're back. We're talking NFL, so make sure you join us.
And I'm joining Jimmy the Bag at 4 o'clock this afternoon, Costa Rican, 6 o'clock Eastern, making my NFL debut. The problem is, I don't really know much about the NFL. See you soon, big man.
You're pretty good at the NFL. Have a good night, Flash. Thanks
God
for
bless.
watching,
Take care. That was Big Man. That was Lower Leagues. Have a great time, and I'll see you next week. Take care.